So this video here is going to connect greatly with percentage work that we've already done. This is mostly to get a little review before we do some more stuff with percentages. So the setup goes amount equals rate times base. Now that rate there relates to percentages. It's just the rate takes that percentage in decimal form. So when we work with this setup, we just need to make sure that whatever percentage we have is in decimal form. So just as a refresher, if we have 56.23% and I need to change that to decimal form, then what we would do is pick up that decimal place and move it to the left 2 spots. So that would be a 0.5623. So, and then we don't have the percent symbol anymore. To have that percentage symbol, that gets kind of undone when we move this decimal around. Just to go in the other direction, let's say I have 0.0349 and I want to change to percentage form. Then what we do is we just move the decimal in the other direction. So if I want to have that percent symbol, then what I need to do is move to the right 2 spots. So that would be a 3.49. And then now we can use our percentage symbol. Okay, so something we talked about is how kind of questions are phrased and how we can connect that with this format up here with amount, rate, and base. And how we could form a sentence here is saying like amount is rate of base. It's not the prettiest sentence, but it's roughly how it would translate. So the key pieces that line up, so this equal sign relates to the word is, and the multiplication relates to the word of. So if you can kind of find those pieces, that can help to identify what the amount is, and rate versus base. Rate's usually easiest to identify because it'll typically have that percentage symbol, but mixing up amount and base is pretty common here. But how you can separate them is kind of using this terminology here. So 42, so here's a key number, is, so I'm going to think of my equal sign there, what percent, so my unknown is going to be the rate of this problem, of 85. Remember, of is the multiplication, and then our other key number is 85. So the setup here is the number that's going to be alone on one side of the equation, that's going to be the amount. So that 42 is going to be the amount. So the amount is rate of base. So our equation, 42 equals our unknown rate times 85. And then we solve for our variable. So I'm solving for r, which means I need to divide both sides by 85. And then that'll give me so the 85 values will cancel out. So we'll just have r on one side. And then 42 over 85, I want to get a decimal for that. Let's go ahead and grab 0.4941. And they want to know what percent. So this is in decimal form. So change it to a percentage by moving to the right 2 spots. So this will be 49.41%. That one's done. All right, so what percent? So this is unknown r again. And then we have of 256. So the piece that's going to be multiplying with the rate is the base. And then we have is, and then our other value is 72, which is alone on one side of the equation, so that'll be the amount. So we're going to have unknown r times 256, the base, is equal to the amount, which is 72. And I'm solving for r, so I'm going to divide both sides by 256 so that it will cancel on that left-hand side there. So we'll just have r left over, and then 72 divided by 256. Let's go with 0.28125. I'm going to move that decimal over 2 spots so I can change it to a percentage, so 28.125% for our solution there. All right, 2 more examples here. So 13 is, so there's our equal sign, and then we have 5%, which is the rate, and then of what number? So 13 is, so that's going to be the amount. We have the rate. Well, sorry, we have the percentage, but we can change that to the rate. So if we have 5%, to change that to a rate, we just need to move our decimal. So if our decimal is right there, to get rid of the percentage symbol, we need to go to the left 2 spots. So this will be a rate of 0.05. And then what we're trying to find is the base. So we're going to have 13 equals, so for rate, not 5%, but rather 0.05 form for it, and then times b. So we're solving for the base here, but it's the same routine. We're just going to divide by that 0.05. So we're solving for b equals 13 divided by 0.05, which is 260. All right, one more here. So we have 6%. So that's telling us the rate of, which is our multiplication. And then we have what number, which that would be our base, is 81, which would be the amount. So we need to change to the rate. So where we have 6%, that means we have a rate of 0.06. So 0.06 times the base equals the amount of 81. Divide both sides by 0.06. And we'll have b equals 81 over 0.06, which is 1,350.